brick walls to dingy green dumpsters, narrow back alleys, and shadowy sidewalks.
This is the first time I've ever done a mural or any type of project this big.
Denver's streets are dripping with urban swag. Murals of all shapes and sizes by artists from all walks of life.
Anybody doing public art, especially now, is standing on the shoulders of giants.
These guys.
It's roughly 30 to 35 feet high.
Tall or small, behind every mural, there's a message, a reason why it's there. And these larger-than-life portraits are no different.
So these are local graffiti artists that have passed away.
But the story behind this one is a picture that can't be painted because it's a shade of dark. Colors can't match.
Chris was born June 13, 1980, and that was the happiest day of my life.
A day that's now too tough to think about.
Sorry.
Christopher Gomez
I ended up burying him 2 days after his birthday.
was 37 years old.
I have good days, I have bad days. But when I come see him, I feel complete.
A loving father, brother, and son.
It's hard for me to come. I never thought I'd have to do this.
To his fans, though, he was Scape.
Like, you couldn't talk about Denver graffiti without bringing up his name.
Known for hitting big walls, trash cans, and train cars with his signature tag.
There's certain parts of Denver where you couldn't go, like, literally half a block without seeing something.
His brother Mike says art was his passion, even though the pieces he did were all illegal.
And he actually got caught right after this photo.
The two of them were always together.
Me and Chris were pretty much sidekicks. We were 3 years apart.
Even at the beginning of Chris's end.
He had suffered an ACL tear. I wasn't there with him.
A skateboarding accident back in 2001. Chris needed surgery to fix it.
That's when it all started.
And medicine to fix the pain.
They did give him a substantial amount of, I want to say it was Oxycontin at that point.
A routine painkiller that became a routine for Chris.
I remember him saying that he liked the way it made him feel. So after, months of him not needing it anymore, he still was taking it.
Months.
And when Oxy wasn't available, it was Percocet, it was Vicodin, it was other things to kind of cope.
Turned into years.
He was getting it on the streets.
The same streets where he painted, and the streets where he eventually found heroin too.
I can always tell when he was on it, because he would instantly turn into a zombie.
Chris became an addict.
I never thought I'd have to go through this with my son.
Because she went through it too.
I was doing cocaine, okay. Then someone got me started on crack cocaine.
She eventually beat it.
I've been clean and sober 13 years.
And thought she could help Chris beat it too.
Because he wanted the help, but there's just no help out there, period, unless you have money.
They say ridiculous amounts, $32,000, $8,000, $6,000.
I didn't have that kind of money.
In Colorado, around 80% of people who want help fighting an addiction can't get it because costs are too high and federal funding too low.
Mom, he goes, I don't want to die, I don't want to OD. He goes, I want to see my kids grow up.
They eventually found one program. They say it's the only one that would take him.
He was ready to go. He had his bags packed and everything.
He just had to make it through the weekend.
He came into my work and I happened to look up and he was walking out and he turned around and he winked at me. And that was the last time I seen my son.
Chris died May 29th of a heroin overdose.
And he was found in an alley on 29th and Curtis.
Just blocks from where he now watches over the same city streets that stole him.
I want his story out there because you guys need to look around and see all the people that are struggling with this addiction. It's a bad, bad epidemic.
560 Coloradans died from opioid overdose in 2017. Some are even buried right alongside Chris.
Chris, I love you, Angel, and I want you to rest peacefully. And Mom's gonna fight for you. and fight for everybody else that is going through this problem.
When you see his grave and the memorials his fans have splashed across Denver's walls, it doesn't paint his whole picture.
He was much more than his addiction.
Those darkest details are missing because the message,
Like, he would always tell people to do better, like, you know, to push people to do better.
Chris's message, is meant to be brighter. Ashley Michels, Fox 31.
It's a popular trail.
Maybe it's the mountains. Maybe it's the sunshine.
Because the sun will take it out of you.
Or maybe it's just the Colorado spirit.
I think we got everything that you use.
Whatever it is,
This is the timber trail though?
Yep.
All right.
Trevor Hahn can't get enough.
And I'm a huge outdoor enthusiast.
And hiking,
Getting back into the backcountry where you don't see a soul.
that's his passion.
I just love to be on the top of a mountain because I can hear the expansive space around me. I can listen to birds, I can listen to the waterfall I hear right now in the background. So I actually have been legally blind since birth.
Oh, poles?
Yeah,
He didn't lose his eyesight, though, until about 5 years ago.
I could only see basically light, no shapes really.
Trevor learned to adapt and kept climbing.
But it didn't really give me a purpose. Like, I was just following this bell, you know, like it'd be really cool if I could have a purpose like on the trail.
If he could
It's
have
gonna get really narrow.
a partner, perhaps.
He was telling me just about how he's been guided up mountains, like using a voice system, and I'm like, well, I have a voice. Hi.
Here's the thing, though.
So I was born with spina bifida. Spina bifida is when your spine forms outside of your skin.
It means Melanie Connect can't walk, but it doesn't mean she can't hike.
Legs.
With a little help from Trevor's wife,
Oh my God.
Melanie sits in a specially designed harness, calling out commands.
And then another big one.
Oh, there we go.
And then to the right a little bit.
She uses his
I
legs,
feel like I'm almost trying to steer you with your shoulders.
That's all right.
Like a horse.
and he uses her eyes.
Good thing you can't kick your legs.
Whoa, horse.
Taking a little break here. I take breaks like this.
Like each other's missing puzzle piece.
We both serve a purpose on the trail, and you know, a huge responsibility, you know, to each other.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Quarter right.
Oh, here we go.
Veering off a little bit there.
That could have
Oh,
been life
to
or
the right a
death.
little bit.
That could have been life or death.
It's a friendship built on trust
But it's this way?
No,
Or
it's
kind of, all right. Got it right there.
and held together
And I'm like, oh my God, you have such trust in me already. And wow.
with nylon,
And I mean, it's the same deal. If he falls, I fall.
which hasn't happened
Okay.
yet.
I'm a hot
shopping.
mess. It's fine.
Melanie and Trevor say they're not out to prove anything to anyone,
Hello.
Good.
Hey, have a good day.
except themselves.
If you have a crazy idea, find another person that also agrees with that crazy idea, and then it's not crazy anymore. It's just an idea.
And this might be their not craziest one yet.
So we're gonna do one of the Colorado 14ers, 14,000 foot peaks.
I mean, who doesn't love mountains? Like,
The journey is a labor of love, and there's still a long road ahead.
Oh, that, okay.
An impossible dream
How far do you think we have? 100 yards, do you think?
suck at measuring yards.
that just might be possible
Yeah, right, you're just saying that.
with a little teamwork and a whole lot of laughs.
We're there. We made
Yay!
Ashley Michels,
They say this trail is not accessible.
Fox 31.
Oh, it's a fabulous town. It's a great place to come and visit.
It's not the kind of place where you'll find chain restaurants or big box stores.
We like to have a music store dog.
It's the kind of place where you'll find a dog in the doorway, a song inviting you in, and the owner behind the counter.
Then what we do is we'll take it down until it's just touching that dimension.
His shop is in Nederland,
It is a very local kind of a place.
where everybody knows each other.
Here's John. Hey, John, come on in.
But right now, there are fewer Johns, Janes, and every other customer in between.
Biggest thing for all of us is the closure of the canyon.
Boulder Canyon.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's closed completely.
CDOT is repairing a 15-mile stretch between Boulder and Nederland damaged in the 2013 floods. And the the traffic
It's not too bad.
depends on who you ask.
When I got to 119, when I was stopped and I sat, that's when the rage started to set in.
Because slow here
It's really, really slow.
means slow in here, too.
65 to 70% slower.
She owns the Branding Iron restaurant.
I work 90 hours a week and I'm struggling.
She says because of the single-lane orange cone stop-and-go drive, customers are simply turning around.
We're 1 month into construction and we still have another year and a half to go. What's going to happen? You know, I mean, it's scary.
The restaurant, the outdoor store, and the music shop say they're feeling the same squeeze.
The canyon really needs the work too. It's not like you can say, oh, you can't do it. You have to do it.
And now they're just hoping Nederland is the kind of place people will want to visit anyway. Ashley Michels, Fox 31.